There's scandal everywhere. BNP leader Nick Griffin, he's been invited to the Queen's Royal Annual Garden Party, and people are up in arms. I think we should look for the positives. I mean, at least if he is invited, Prince Philip will have someone to talk to. Although, yeah, they'll get on like a corner shop on fire. I imagine... The royals have been everywhere. Prince Harry, he's been in South Africa doing charity work, yeah. He went to an orphanage, which I think is great. He can sympathise with the kids. He doesn't know who his dad is either. But the big celebrity story, obviously, this week, is that it is the year anniversary of the death of the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Oh, it's sad, it's been a year since he's died, but even now, people are finding it very hard to come to terms with the loss of Michael Jackson. And, yeah. It's said in the newspapers that he's earned nearly £1 billion since he's died, and you can imagine the beneficiaries in his will rubbing their hands with glee. And you think... He hasn't stopped working since he's died, though, Michael Jackson. They've released albums, there's been cover versions, they had the film, This Is It, which I went to see, it was fantastic. Rated PG, which was marvellous. Even after he's dead, parents don't want their kids left alone with him. But it's very depressing. I remember vividly still now Michael Jackson's death, because it was the same thing, I think, for everyone. As soon as he died, your phone went mental. 100 text messages from just like everyone you've ever met. And you got jokes, sick jokes from people that you'd expect to get sick jokes from. But even people that you didn't know had a bad bone in their body were sending you these horrible fucking jokes. Even one from like your granny and religious people, pious people. I bet at the death of Michael Jackson, if you'd gone to the Vatican, the Pope would have been texting all the priest jokes as well. What do you call the death of Michael Jackson? Less competition. But now it's a year on from his death, and we can look back at the hysteria and realise how stupid it all was. Because the stuff people were saying at the time of his death. I watched one woman on the news, she said, as a mother, she was in Swindon, by the way, as a mother, I feel a lot safer now that Michael Jackson is dead. You live in Swindon! What's Jacko going to be doing there? My aunt was the same. My aunt genuinely said to me at the time of Michael Jackson's death, she said, as a mother, I am pleased that Michael Jackson is dead. What do you know? What interest would Michael Jackson have in my cousin? My boring, ugly, plain cousin that did very badly at 11+ exams. He's Michael Jackson. You can criticise him all you want. I don't know whether the allegations were true, but if Michael Jackson was touching kids, he would have had standards. He's Michael Jackson. He could have had any kid that he wanted. He touched Macaulay Culkin. Once you've touched Richie Rich, you don't stoop any lower. That sets the bar pretty fucking high. Richie Rich had his own baseball team. What's my cousin got? Hay fever. Fuck off, Aunt Susan. Oh, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourselves. Good night. So I'm here to talk to you about celebrity news, entertainment. One of the big stories, obviously, Glastonbury. Yeah, Glastonbury. Oh, you got some people that went. Very hungover cheers there. The big story from Glastonbury was that U2 had to pull out because Bono injured his back. Yeah, he's actually having to have surgery on his spine. But, hey-ho, I imagine my spine would be pretty screwed as well if I'd spent the last 20 years with my head up my arse. Understand it. People do this, oh yeah, everyone was really upset that U2 pulled out of Glastonbury. No, they weren't. I've never met a U2 fan in my entire life, not even in Ireland. I did a gig in Dublin, right, the week that they were playing there, their hometown, for the first time in 5 years. I went on stage, I said, so who's excited about going to see U2? Complete silence. Only broken by one man who decided in that moment to become the voice of an entire nation. At the back, just shouted out, no, we all think he's a smug fucker as well. They've had some good news, though, U2. They got put on the Forbes list, I don't know if anyone saw this, of the 100 most powerful celebrities in the world, alongside people like Madonna, Lady Gaga, Tiger Woods. I mean, rich, yes, but powerful, no. They've got no powers whatsoever. I mean, how good would that lot be if Dr. Octopus was attacking the city of New York? What would we do? he's killing everyone. Quickly, someone get Madonna. She can adopt one of his arms. Whilst Lady Gaga just coshes him over the back of the head with her cock. And Tiger Woods gets Mrs. Octopus pregnant. Yippee! Rubbish. We've all done that thing, you know, with the superpowers. We're like, oh, what superpower would you most like to have? I did it with my mates down the pub recently. Most of them were like, yeah, power to fly, or like X-ray vision so I can look at tits. Everyone except my mate Josh, who when asked what superpower he would have, straight away said laser eyes. I was like, oh, what? Like Cyclops and X-Men? Nah, laser eye surgery, because, you know, my vision's shit. That's not a superpower, Josh. That's upgrading a power you already have. Not even a power, a sense. That's like me getting asked, Jack, what superpower would you have? Spanish as a second language. What else has been going on? Cheryl Cole, she's dropping her surname of Cole and going back to being Tweedy. Yeah. You know, there's been a lot of rubbish written about their breakup. The worst thing I saw was that it said, Ashley Cole, in doing what he's done to Cheryl, has ruined his reputation. I was like, no, he hasn't. It's Ashley Cole. He hasn't got a reputation to ruin. The last 2 weeks before that happened, he was in the newspapers first for getting in a brawl outside a nightclub. The time after that, for sending photographs of himself naked to strangers. Saying that this has ruined his reputation is a bit like going, oh, do you hear about that Robert Mugabe? Yeah, he doesn't recycle. You know, Ashley Cole made a mistake, but everyone makes mistakes. Cheryl makes mistakes. If you think back to the last X Factor, she made mistakes every week. She spent the entire time to Joe McElder, I don't know whether you remember, going, oh, Joe, pet, you're just like my little brother, pet, you're just like my little brother. Which little brother would that be, Cheryl? Would it be Andrew Tweedy, convicted of armed robbery and assault? No, because X Factor's still going strong. They're filming it at the moment. And obviously the other reality TV show that's still is Big Brother. It's last ever series of Big Brother, yeah. I watched a couple of episodes, and every time I watch it, there's one person I feel sorry for, and that person is Marcus Bentley. Now, a lot of you won't know who Marcus Bentley is. He is the Geordie guy that does the voiceover. Now, I'm thinking, I've met him a couple of times. He's a very nice fella. He's had steady employment for 10 years, and now suddenly, he hasn't got a job. I feel sorry for him. Like, dear 88 of Marcus is in forced retirement. He's sat at home on the sofa doing nout, eating pot noodle, and watching 28 Days Later. Marcus, I'm going out to the supermarket. Mrs. Bentley has just announced that she's planning to go and spend the entire luxury shopping budget. Luxury shopping budget, Marcus? I'm going to Lidl. And do you know why I'm going to Lidl? Because we haven't got any money, because you haven't got off your fat ass and found a job. You useless shit. You on live TV, would you please not swear? We're not on live TV, Marcus. When will you get into your thick skull? There's no more Big Brother, there's no more Diary Room, and there is no more Davina, and there's also no more me. I'm leaving you, Marcus, and I'm taking the kids. Who goes? You decide. You guys have been lovely, and I hope you have an amazing night, because everyone else is fantastic. So thanks very much. Good night. Well, I'm here to talk to you about the world of entertainment and TV. And I guess the first story is this is the last time you can watch this show on an analogue TV, because they're being stopped. Every TV now is going to be a digital TV, an HD TV. And I love the way they sell HD TVs. It's brilliant. Especially during the World Cup, it's been amazing. I saw an advert the other day. It was like, watch the World Cup in South Africa on our HD TV. It's just like being there. I thought, I don't want a TV that's going to give me AIDS and then steal itself. But I love watching the World Cup on digital TV. My favourite was the Holland game. I don't know when anyone saw it. And they noticed, because Leonardo DiCaprio was there. And at one point, the camera panned to Leonardo DiCaprio, and there from nowhere, the commentator just went, oh, either that's Matt Damon or Leonardo DiCaprio's put on weight. What? Later, the camera pans along to Charlize Theron, one of the most famous women on the planet, and he's like, oh, that's probably someone's wag. I don't know whose wag that is, but it's definitely someone's wag. No, it's not. It's Academy Award winner Charlize Theron. These just totally unnecessary insults to celebrities. I was just terrified the camera was going to cut to Nelson Mandela and he would have just gone, oh, Chris Akabusi looks like shit. been a bad week for George Michael as well. He crashed his car into the Hampstead Heath branch of Snappy Snaps. My initial thought is, what photos were they developing in there that he didn't want the world to see? So it's meant to be the big George Michael resurgence of late, hasn't it? He had his X Factor appearance with Joe McElderry. I love that. It was great. They did their duet. And what I loved about it is Joe McElderry was dubbed the kind of young George Michael, and George Michael was seen as the kind of the father figure to Joe, who was the son. And then what did they come out and sing? Don't let the sun go down on me. Yeah. My thoughts exactly. In other news, my favourite story from this week, I think, is that it was revealed that the royal family cost us 62p per year per person. And most of the tabloids decided to report this by showing us what else 62p we could spend on. It was like, 62p instead of the royal family, that could get you a can of baked beans, super noodles, or a packet of Whatsits. Well, yeah, that couldn't replace the Queen. Instead of a packet of Whatsits opening some shitty hospital in Kent. No, Whatsits, super noodles, and beans isn't an adequate replacement for the monarchy. That's what Kerry Katona served as her main course when she was on Celebrity Come Dine with Me. But what I love, though, as well, is when they say how much the royal family costs, what they always do is they say, yeah, but we got to remember the royal family are a tourist attraction. They bring in loads of money as a tourist attraction. Yeah, a shit one. Like Chessington World of Adventures, that's a tourist attraction. And I reckon, in these tough economic times, the royal family have got to start thinking outside the box. I want to see Buckingham Palace of Adventures. I want that place to have rides. I want to see roller coasters. I want to see Diana Dodgems. I want to see... see Fergie touting tickets outside to the highest bidder. I want to see Prince Charles offering kids a ride on the back of Camilla down the Mall. Whilst William and Harry just muck out her stable. That's what I want to see. But I like this idea as well of the royal family having to, think outside the box, trying to think of other ways to make money because they're on a budget now. I love the idea of the Queen trying to make money, just trying to flog shit now. That Christmas speech this year is going to be amazing. Hello. Christmas can be a very difficult time of year for everyone, especially if you've had an accident at work. This Queen's speech was brought to you by the Queen in association with Danon and EA Sports. It's in the game. Challenge everything. And finally, in television news this week, all right, it's the start of the latest series of Britain's Next Top Model. Do anyone watch Britain's Next Top Model? Yeah, it's 1,000. My favourite thing about Britain's Next Top Model is the fact that they've got Ella McPherson. So they're trying to copy the America's Next Top Model, where they got Tyra Banks, who is just amazing. Tyra Banks is one of my favourite people on TV because she is the most pretentious woman in the world. For those of you that haven't seen it, on America's Next Top Model, each week they have these girls competing to be America's Next Top Model, and at the end, they get judged by Tyra. And Tyra then comes out with the biggest raft of bullshit you've ever seen. It is glorious. She's like, 10 beautiful girls stand before me. Only one can become America's Next Top Model. Shaniqua, this week your shots were fantastic, but unfortunately, as a human being, you have to face up to your issues. And the best way to do this is to take a step back, turn around, and run away. Because you see, life is like a swing. You go forwards and backwards, often using your legs in a kicking motion to propel you to an optimum velocity. But you see, this swing doesn't just go forwards and backwards, it goes left and right, in and out, up and down. It's not like a swinging tall. In fact, in many ways, it's more like a roundabout that seesaws up and down and swings from left and right. And you have to clasp at each opportunity like it were a monkey bar in a trellising. But don't you ever dare think that life is like a playground, because it is not. It is like a playground without the play or the ground. It is just swinging nothingness. And only then can you truly understand that if you want to become an individual, you have to strive for individuality in a group, in unison on your own, together momentarily forever. And the most important lesson that you can learn is that if you want to get anywhere in this industry, you've got to stop talking and start listening. You've got to stop using this and start using these, because you're still in the running to become America's Next Top Model. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. And I hope you have an amazing evening. So thanks very much. Good night. Evening. So, this week sees the release of Toy Story 3, yes. It's already had quite a lot of controversy, though, because Toy Story 3, right, a leading feminist magazine in the US has accused it of being sexist, because it does not have enough female characters in the core cast. Yes, I know. A group of lesbians having a go at plastic toys that move on their own. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. I think I agree with them, though. I think Toy Story does need a couple more women in it. Yes. I mean, for a start, who is going to clean Andy's room? They've also said they're remaking Mad Max. Unfortunately, not with Mel Gibson, obviously, because he's not going to be working for quite some time now. Mel Gibson's latest rant was just unbelievable. He called his wife a pig on heat and said that if she went out dressed like she was, she deserved to get raped. Shit out! And he's just completely lost it. But it did make me think, what other Mel Gibson films could you remake now that we know about this? I'd love to see the remake of What Women Want. What Women Deserve, no, Mel. Not want that. He's also insulted practically every minority now. He's nearly done them all. He's done women, gay people, Jewish people. He always blames it on the same thing as well whenever he has one of those outbursts. He's always going, oh, it's because I'm drunk. What? That's not a known side effect of alcoholism, is it? Honestly, don't give me another gin and tonic. I get really blame the Jews for everything, eh? Imagine if Hitler had tried to pull that shit. If you're now, we have destroyed all of the Jews. What? Well, you told the story last night. I have been drinking Jägermeister. They've also released the trailer for the new Harry Potter film, the last one in the Harry Potter film, yeah. I think the films have been great of Harry Potter, and I get so pissed off by those people that do that thing where they go, oh, but of course the book is infinitely better than the film. No, it's not. And do you know why? Because it's a book. Yes, but you can use your imagination when you read the book. Yeah, and do you know what I imagine when I read your silly little book? A film. But it does bring me on to a broader point. There's no films for men anymore. That's the problem. And for, like, lads, you know. And it's in TV as well. TV is getting camper and camper. The most popular TV series in America is Glee, which is the gayest show ever. Yeah. We've got Gleeks in, yeah. Hey, I'll come clean with you. I have watched Glee. I watched Glee a little bit. I have to be careful, though, watching around the house, because my dad does not approve of me watching something that is so camp and exuberant. I have to be careful. He nearly caught me watching it the other day, but it was all right, just in time. I managed to grab the remote and switch it over to hardcore pornography. He walked in, he was like, Jack, what are you doing? I'm watching heterosexual sex that has absolutely no musical-based element to it whatsoever, Father. I don't believe you. Don't stop believing. Oh, shit. Careful. There's nothing out there. That's the problem. What has happened to summer blockbusters? You've got things like Twilight films, Toy Story, Harry Potter. No! These aren't real summer blockbusters. I remember when a summer blockbuster was a real manly film. Now you're bollocks to the wall extravaganza. Things like The Rock and Face Off and Die Hard. I love Die Hard. A real film. You could go in and see that and you could feel like a man. Even if you're not a manly man like me or the gentleman here, we could feel... You laugh, this gentleman knows he's not a manly man. You wouldn't know where to start with bleeding a radiator, but I bet you make a fantastic bechamel sauce. Look, we can do it. You go see Die Hard 4, you come out of the cinema and you're pumped. You want to burn something or jump out of a moving car or kick a child in the face. You can't do that with the shit that they're pumping out now. You can't do that with Toy Story or Twilight or Sex and the City. Oh, no, but Sex and the City has a really good message. Carrie is able to destroy temptation with love. Well, great. Bruce Willis destroys a helicopter with a taxi, you twat. You've been wonderful this evening. I've been Jack Whitehall. Good night. I'm mainly here tonight to talk to you about what's been going on in the world of entertainment. And quite a lot of stuff's happened. We had Bruce Forsyth on Who Do You Think You Are? Did anyone watch that? It was great. I was so excited to see him on that show. Be like, Bruce, we've traced back your family tree over 300 years. It's still you. But I don't like that show, Who Do You Think You Are? Because it's always really nice stories. All the stories that they have, it's like they've always, unearthed like an ancient relative that was like a wacky inventor, or your great-great-grandfather won a medal during the war. I just want to see some variety. Just one episode, have something a bit different. Like, bring someone on that's like some newsreader and be like, yeah, we've had a little look at your family tree. It turns out you've got a little bit of Jewish blood on your hands because your granddad was in the SS. Nice. But Inception, that got released this week, the new Leonardo DiCaprio film, which is all about dreams. Yeah. I was really excited when I heard that it was about dreams and stuff. I was a little bit let down, though, when I went to see it. Because in it, Leonardo DiCaprio's character, he can create his own dreams, create his own fantasies. The first one that he has, do you know where he goes? He can go wherever he wants. He goes to France. Right, this is a fantasy. You can do whatever you want, mate. You can travel through the moon-dappled streets of Amsterdam in a carriage made out of chocolate and porn, led by the 5 naked members of Girls Aloud. All right, it's a fantasy. 4 naked members of Girls Aloud. Whilst you're sat in the back having a lap dance for Angelina Jolie, living it up with Maradona, having chicken and beer with Paul Gascoigne and Matthew Pinsent. Yeah, I thought this fantasy through. We're going to need a designated driver. Mental. Because that's where you go if you're having a fantasy. You go to Amsterdam, that's the city of dreams. It is. And like a dream, when you go to Amsterdam, you seldom remember any of it. I went to Amsterdam once, all I remember is waking up in some seedy little upstairs room, just slumped in the corner, pants round my ankles, cock in my hand like a staunch piece of meat. And it was just as the woman in the uniform started manhandling me that I thought, what am I doing? In the Anne Frank Museum. It was also announced this week that U2 are the richest band in the world. Last year, they netted $130 million. And Bono pockets all of that stuff, and he's still coming out and trying to get us to give our money to charity. That man is the most inappropriate face for Make Poverty History you could possibly have. It's like Cheryl Cole fronting a Give Blood campaign. It's not appropriate. These celebrities, they don't know what they're doing. Their association with these charities is just so vacuous and stupid sometimes. Annie Lennox, she's a good example of this. I saw her at a charity concert recently. She came out wearing this T-shirt, HIV positive. It's meant to encourage a positive attitude towards HIV and AIDS. Didn't work. Didn't make me think, well, I'm going to have a far more positive attitude towards that condition now. No, it just made me think, didn't want to have sex with her anyway. There's celebrity endorsement everywhere. There was another story this week, all right? It said that Lady Gaga had been approached by Twinings Tea to become the new face of their brand. I would have thought they could bring that out with a limited edition Lady Gaga teapot. You know it's got a spout, but it's doing a damn good job at concealing it. My problem is I just don't get celebrity endorsement, because it never makes you want to actually buy any of the products that they're selling. Like, the most inappropriate one that I've seen recently is this one they've got for online poker. It's an online poker website, and they use professional poker players to try and get you to go and play at the website. This guy comes out, he's like, hey, I'm Dave Sexton. I'm a professional poker player. Last year, I earned nearly $1 million playing in international tournaments. I play at partypoker.com. I was like, great. I'll make sure I never play there again in the rest of my life. That's like me that's not even good at swing ball, taking on Roger Federer at tennis. I'll lose all of my money. I'm not an idiot. I'll play online poker when I see an advert where the website brings out some drooling moron trying to eat his own foot. Hello, my name's Ray. Last year I was arrested for wanking off dog's tails in the park. I play at simpletons that play with their parents' money, poker.com. Did I mention I'm blind? You guys have been wonderful. That's all I got time for this week. Thanks very much. Good night. Entertainment news, yes. What's been on the TV this week? We had Tom Cruise on Top Gear. Who watched Tom Cruise on Top Gear? Yeah. It was brilliant, wasn't it? They did this amazing thing, for those of you that didn't see it, where they showed Tom Cruise what he'd be like if he was more irritating and less talented. Yeah. Tom, this is Richard Hammond. Sorry. Tom, this is Richard Hammond. Emmerdale
they got in trouble, right, because there was a close-up camera, and on it there was a shopping list, and on the shopping list it had the words jam rags and piles cream, and they were like, oh, this is outrageous, this is a disgrace, it's setting a bad example. Oh, grow up. It's a soap. They have no moral obligation. It's not like we're in America where the soaps genuinely feel that they have a kind of moral obligation to get across a good message. Because I watched an American soap the other day. It was Gossip Girl. This thing, Gossip Girl, yeah. Obviously, I got onto it by accident. I was trying to find a manly film, you know, so something on Bravo. Danny Dyer's top 10 ways to punch a dog. But so I stumbled across this Gossip Girl shit, and at the end of it, every week, Gossip Girl, who's a fashion blogger, comes up at the end with this voiceover, and it's the most vacuous moral message you've ever heard. It's always like, so, what have we learned this week? I think what we've learned is that BFF friends aren't necessarily BFF friends forever. OMG, YTF, Gossip Girl, XOX. Imagine if they tried to pull that shit on Emmerdale. You get to the end of the episode, you just got Marlon Dingle in his pants, sat in a pigsty, drinking cider out of a Wellington boot. Oh, what have I learned this week? I think I've learned that a pig will always have a curly dick, even if you put it in a wig. But my favourite story this week, definitely, is that Richard Desmond, the former pornographer, has bought Channel 5. Yeah, he's the guy that owns the Daily Star and the Daily Express. So it'll be interesting to see what programmes Channel 5 starts showing now. You know, what topless, sexy glamour girls miss most about Princess Diana. And to that end, when I heard that Richard Desmond was buying Channel 5, I decided I'm going to get a TV guide and I'm going to have a little look of what he's got to work with. And lo and behold, this Tuesday night, I found a gem. Up against EastEnders at the 7:30 time slot. EastEnders, the most popular television show on British television, the most highly rated soap in the last 10 years. Channel 5 have decided to air a repeat of a show called Michaela Strachan's Zoo Babies. I'm not making this up. Which this week includes a raccoon giving birth to its first litter, a ruffled lemur suffers complications when its labour becomes overdue. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the zoo, a skunk has a miscarriage. What? You are taking on EastEnders with animal-based midwifery. You are essentially throwing a skunk stillborn at the rich tapestry of the nation's favourite soap. What the hell are you expecting? Families that have religiously watched EastEnders for the last 10 years just sat at home on a Tuesday night in front of the television. Dave, do you mind if we turn over to EastEnders now, seeing as I haven't missed an episode in nearly 10 years? Oi, shite slag! I'm watching Michaela Strachan perform a cesarean on an otter. I reckon the only way anyone would ever want to watch Channel 5, the only reason to watch it, is for one thing and one thing alone, and that's those police camera shows. Oh, yeah. Because Channel 5 show the American versions of police camera action. All the other channels, they got the British ones, which are rubbish, because the American ones work because the voiceover guy is not only massively biased, but really aggressive with it. Ones, we've got like Alistair Stewart, who's the poshest, nicest, most charming man in the world. And he voices over the footage, he's like, oh, look at this gentleman. He's driving at nearly 2 miles per hour over the speed limit in his automobile. Let's hope in the future he's less of a silly Billy. Cut to the American guy. Look at this jackass! He just robbed the liquor store and now he's bombing down the highway the wrong way. When the feds catch up with him, he's gonna get 10 in the pen, and when he's in that prison, I hope he gets bummed the wrong way. Stewart. Oh dear, I hope this man in the future learns to drive with a little bit more caution and tact for his fellow road users. I hope this guy dies of cancer of the ass! I hope this guy one day gets an MBE. I hope this guy gets Emmy so he falls asleep at the wheel, crashes his car into a dam, which then floods Mexico. Alistair Stewart signs off jauntily with, well, look after yourselves, drivers, and each other. Meanwhile, the American guy already cocking his gun. He's got his cowboy boot to the neck of some 14-year-old joyrider that he's now making suck off his shotgun before blowing his head off, kicking it into the freeway, and signing off with, don't fuck with America, America! That's all we got time for this week. You guys have been lovely. Thanks very much. Good night.
Good evening. Hello. Good evening, England. I'm here to talk about the World Cup, often referred to as the greatest show on earth by people who have never seen Coach Trip. So, congratulations to England for qualifying in second place. Well done. Qualifying in second place against America, Algeria and Slovenia. It's quite hard not to sound patronising when congratulating England for coming second in that group. It's a bit like trying to congratulate Usain Bolt for winning a silver medal in the 100-metre sprint at the Paralympics. The England team are in the most expensive hotel. That's one thing you can be proud of. The England team are staying in the most expensive hotel of all the 32 teams. A hotel costing £3,175 per player per night. That shows you how much money a football team can afford to spend on a hotel when they're only going to be staying there till Sunday. Argentina and Brazil, they're in a fucking travel lodge. The altitude's been blamed. Scientists recommended the FA give the players Viagra before the matches because of the difficulty breathing. Apparently, one of the lesser known effects of Viagra is that it expands your lung capacity, making it easier to breathe. So I think it would be a bad call. To give 23 sex-addicted Premiership football players Viagra and let them loose in a country with an HIV epidemic. It would be one way of ensuring a few positive results, no? A British police chief in South Africa, he said there's been no trouble because budget airlines like EasyJet and Ryanair don't fly to South Africa. That's what the guy said, which is a lie, because you can't actually get a Ryanair flight to South Africa. It leaves from Stansted, arrives in Tenerife, then there's a shuttle bus to Johannesburg. And it's good when they interview the fans and you see the difference. When they interview the fans in South Africa and then they interview the fans who stayed at home, they interview some guy who's in Cape Town for the game, Lawrence, the tax consultant from High Wycombe. After exiting the stadium, I was so incensed by the lack of application from the England team. I immediately darted off to the nearest Starbucks, obtained the Wi-Fi code, and composed a strongly worded email to the Independent. Then they speak to Alf from Croydon, who stayed at home, the panel beater. He's like, I was fucking livid, mate. Fucking livid. So livid, in fact, at full time, I body slammed me dog through a coffee table. But moving on from England, what else has happened? There's not just been England, there is another 31 teams. The host nation, South Africa, they get knocked out. Their players, they struggle to come to terms with their squad's sex ban. Don't know if we've seen this. No, we are. Look at this guy. That was an idea stolen from the England team. Except the South African players are fully clothed. And it's one of their teammates in the middle, rather than Wayne Bridges' girlfriend. Thank you. Good to be back for the second week. What a World Cup it's been. There's been some major talking points this week. Paraguay versus Japan. What a game. England are gone. They're out. England are out of the World Cup. When that fourth goal went in, England was silent. It was so silent that even the people in Cornwall could hear Scotland laughing. Fair play to the England team, though. Fair play to the England team. Fair play to the England players for taking the pressure off Rob Green by uniting together and fucking it up as one. Good to see some team spirit back in the camp. I will say one thing, at full time on Sunday, at full time, every man, woman and child in England felt that, you know, that overwhelming feeling of disappointment, anger and justice, that sensation that there is absolutely nothing in the future to look forward to or be excited about. That was then. You English people got a feeling of what it's like to be fucking Scottish. As a nation, we're in that sort of emotional state every single day. Except at full time on Sunday when we cheered up to a state of mild depression. It was England's best chance to win the World Cup in years. It was supposed to be the golden generation. Did we hear that one? The golden generation. The golden generation was so mercilessly pissed on by the Germans. It will now be forever remembered as the golden shower. Frank Lampard's goal. It could have changed the game. Do you think it crossed? I've never actually seen it myself, but I've heard it maybe crossed the line. No, Frank Lampard's goal, they reckon it could have changed the game. It could have made a 4-1 defeat 4-2. So the England players are calling for the introduction of video evidence. I think the England players should be careful what they wish for. Video evidence involving the English football team. I'm thinking of surveillance cameras in the nightclubs in Manchester. It could be some pretty disturbing footage if we're using video evidence to decide if something a football player's done has crossed the line. Thank you. It's been a World Cup of excuses as well. Is anybody fed up hearing the excuses? The refereeing obviously was a bit valid on Sunday, I'll give you that, the excuses, but the vuvuzelas and the altitude and the controversial new ball. It's a ball, isn't it? It's a ball. We're playing football, we've got a ball. It would be controversial if they decided to use a fucking shuttlecock. A shuttlecock with a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad on the side. That would be controversial. Not everybody else. A few other teams have had a tough time. The French team, they had a big fallout with the coach, and we got a French guy in. Were you disappointed in your team, sir? The French team, they fell out with the coaches, is that right? And then the players, they went on strike. The French team went on strike. They couldn't have done anything more stereotypically French. Where was Scotland at home fucking laughing at yous? Got it Sky Plus to show my grandchildren. What a day that was. England team hotel was also robbed. Did we see that? Five members of staff at the England team hotel were jailed for robbing the player. They never mentioned which players' rooms were robbed, but the items included underwear, cash, and a FIFA gold medal. That was the items. I think we need to ask the question, where the fuck did the FIFA gold medal come from? Huh? Obviously one of the players had stole that in the first place. I'm not one for... We don't know what player's room it was. I'm not one for regional stereotypes, but for me it's between Steven Gerrard, Wayne Rooney and Jamie Carragher. So that was that for England. The players returned home from South Africa dejected and disappointed, but looking forward to getting home to the comfort of each other's wives. Good evening, everybody. How we doing? So it's good to be back. Week 3, the World Cup. The World Cup is still happening. I don't know if people know that down here. The World Cup is still on. What happened? Germany annihilated Argentina 4-0. And they only annihilated England 4-1, meaning that England are brilliant again. Well done. It was quite sad to see Argentina go. They brought a bit of entertainment to what people have been calling the dullest World Cup in years. I think it's been quite good. I've enjoyed the World Cup. I think it's been great. It's hard to tell who's had the better World Cup between the people of Scotland and the prostitutes of South Africa. But Maradona's gone. Diego Maradona, a football legend. There he is. He looks at one of the guys you'd see at 4 o'clock in the morning outside a nightclub offering to swap his shoes for a joint, doesn't he? At full time in Argentina's game against Germany, Maradona said he was devastated. He said, "I feel like I've just been punched by Muhammad Ali." Which I thought was quite an inappropriate analogy to describe a moment as devastating. No, for the past 26 years, Muhammad Ali has had Parkinson's disease. I feel like I've just been punched by Muhammad Ali as an analogy that I would use to describe a moment as being awkward. Because nobody wins when you fight a guy in a wheelchair. Nobody wins. It's a tough one to call when a guy in a wheelchair punches you. It's a tough one to call. You know, you don't want to fight back. You need to maybe just kind of restrain the guy. Maybe go into your pocket and get your keys and try and stab his tyres. Because he can always buy a puncture repair kit, but you fight that man, you can never buy back your dignity. My favourite Diego Maradona moment at this year's World Cup was the press conference after Argentina qualified. They said to everyone in the media who has doubted me, suck my dick, suck it, and keep on sucking it. I think more sports stars should respond to the criticism in this way, shouldn't they? Like Steve Davis in the snooker. Oh. So, Steve, you missed a few easy reds in the first frame. Some critics saying perhaps you should consider retiring from the game altogether. Oh, to those critics, I say, suck my dick, suck it, and keep on sucking it. Not a good response. Not a good response for some sports stars, though. Not a good response for... For those of you who don't know, this is Caster Semenya, the South African athlete who was accused of being a guy after she won the women's 800 metres by about 850 metres. She this week underwent a gender test to prove she was in fact a woman. To all of you who thought I was a man, suck my dick, suck it. In other news, anybody feel sorry for Ghana this week? Did anybody see the Ghana-Uruguay game? Luis Suarez, he cheated, didn't he? Suarez cheated, he knocked the ball off the line. There he's there. He said, the hand of God now belongs to me, a claim which was also made by a South African police force narcotics chief after performing an intensive internal cavity search on Paris Hilton. In other news, a record number of English people took time off work during this year's World Cup, most notably Wayne Rooney. Apparently, the pressure, the expectation was just too much for Wayne Rooney. He went a bit he had some erratic, even he turned to God. Did you see that? Wayne Rooney, he was wearing rosary beads in training, an idea inspired by the England team shower, where he saw a different type of bead hanging from Ashley Cole's arsehole. How we doing? Are we good? Everybody, hello? The World Cup is over. A few women cheering there and some metrosexual guys. Oh, too cool for football. The World Cup finished. Well done to Spain and Holland for dishing up a bloodbath for the World Cup final. It was great to see Howard Webb, England's Howard Webb, referee the World Cup final. Giving England an interest in the World Cup final, of course, also giving Scotland an interest in the World Cup final. So a little part of you dies inside when you're watching the World Cup final, purely hoping that the referee has a shite game. I hope he forgets the corner flags. I hope his whistle breaks. I hope he's not got enough change for the coin toss. And he did not disappoint, did he? Howard Webb. Did you see the Howard Webb? A man was kung fu kicked in the chest. And Howard Webb only dished out a yellow card. No. I think it's Howard Webb. He used to be a police officer, so he's got a higher threshold for violence than most of us. I think we should be pretty grateful that he's no longer a police officer. Now, with this kind of leniency on display, Howard Webb would probably let off Raoul Moat with a 70 quid fine for breach of the peace. But Spain won. Spain won the World Cup. Well done, Spain. Yes, congratulations, Spain. Spain are in a deep depression after the financial crisis. Economists saying that the World Cup win could help offset Spain's recession. I think they're getting a bit carried away. They won a football tournament. I don't think it's a solid economic base to offset a recession. Now, what's the plan? Put the trophy in an envelope and post it to cashforgold.com. Onwards for England. Fabio Capello is staying on. Is that a good thing? David Beckham, he ruled himself out of the job. Why was David Beckham even in South Africa? He's one of the guys that's left his job, but he still shows up every day. David, you don't work here anymore. Fuck off. He was supposed to be there as a mascot. He was a pretty disappointing mascot, wasn't he? I wanted to see him acting like a mascot. I don't think David Beckham should be allowed at a major sporting tournament again unless he's prepared to do laps of the park, waving at the fans whilst dressed up as a fucking squirrel. Well, Capello's strict regime, apparently it's all come out now that he didn't allow the players' wives and girlfriends in the team hotel. He imposed a sex ban on the players. He even installed cameras to spy on the players' bedrooms. I think it's a bit heavy-handed, isn't it? A bit intrusive spying. And I think you've done it the wrong way around as well. No, you allow the wives and girlfriends in the hotel. You lift the sex ban, and then you install the cameras. Otherwise, what is there to spy on? Oh, there's Wayne Rooney smashing a remote control off his head. Football. Now he's picking bits of fluff from his belly button. Now he's having a quiet snooze inside his tyre. And we've got Ashley Cole. Oh, he's looking at his mobile phone, masturbating to photographs of himself naked. And you compare this to my man of the tournament's preparation, my main man, Diego Maradona. He said the players, Maradona, there was no sex ban for the Argentina team. He said they can have as much sex as they want as long as the women are doing all the work. Well, he just seen the World Cup like a massive stag do, didn't he? Here we've got a clip of Maradona with the Argentina team in one of their intensive training sessions. Some of the greatest players in world football preparing for the biggest tournament in world football by playing a game we played at school called Red Arse. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. How are we doing? Good? Is everybody good? I'm here. This is the show's sports report brought to you by me. I'm the sports correspondent now. I don't look the most sporty, athletic kind of guy. And I was always the fat guy at school that bring in a note for PE. Please excuse Kevin from volleyball. He's fucked off to Greg's. Cheers. We had the golf in Scotland this week. Well, in St Andrews, we had the golf. St Andrews, it's not really proper Scotland. It's just kind of England with a few tartan gift shops. The American tourists love St Andrews. They go to St Andrews. Oh my God, Scotland is absolutely beautiful. And all the people are so friendly. Then they travel 13 miles north to Dundee. And they see the real fucking deal. I don't understand what he's asking me, but I think I'm gonna give him my wallet and my cell phone. I read a newspaper article that said St Andrews is becoming the Royal Ascot of golf because the women like to go and get dressed up, but they forget that Royal Ascot normally gets decent weather. Right? St Andrews is still proper Scotland in terms of the weather. You know, you get the women out shopping, getting their Manolo Blahnik shoes and the Roland Murray dress and the Louis Vuitton clutch. They get to St Andrews, they're in the middle of a torrential downpour thinking, fuck, I should have just wore a bin bag. Sport of golf's got its characters. John Daly, do we see John Daly? Now look at John Daly, that is the man. John Daly right there. Apparently, John Daly claimed he lost his entire career earnings gambling. He had a gambling problem. It's quite a shit addiction, a gambling addiction. I don't know, of all the big addictions you can get, gambling's pretty dull. At least if you've been a sex addict or an alcoholic or a drug addict, you've still got some good stories. If you've been an alcoholic, you can tell people about the time you were boozing the whole weekend, 72 hours drinking. You showed up to work naked, stole your boss's car, crashed into a ditch, and then woke up in prison. No, if you're a sex addict, you'd go to sex addiction meetings, sitting there going, "Oh, once it got so bad for me, I couldn't maintain an erection unless I had a fire extinguisher in my ass and WD-40 on my balls, and I was being punched in the face by a Vietnam War veteran." A Gamblers Anonymous meeting. I remember this one time I put 60 quid on a greyhound and it came fourth. Did anybody watch the golf? Did anybody? Louis Oosthuizen won the golf, South Africa's. A big cheer for Big King Louis. Louis Oosthuizen won the golf. Stuart Sink, the guy who won it last year, he handed back the trophy to Louis Oosthuizen and told him he'd spent the year filling the trophy up with Guinness and drinking Guinness from the trophy. And on the last night, he filled the trophy up with barbecue sauce and he was dipping chips into the trophy. A bit of harmless fun, but then you think back to the previous winners. Now, what the fuck was Tiger Woods doing when he had the trophy? I've been prowling the internet looking for a Tiger Woods produced movie entitled Two Girls, One British Open Cup. Thank you. Yes, I'm Scotland's third fittest man. I'm 23 years old. You love me, thank you. The third fittest man is also a fanny magnet. Thank you there. So it is a pleasure to be here. This is my final sports report in what has been a sensational week in the world of sport. Absolutely nothing has happened. We had county championship cricket. Did anybody watch the county championship cricket this week? Did you watch the Middlesex-Sussex game, the Division 2? You missed a fucking classic. It lasted for 5 days and ended in a draw. The game sparked into life though. A cricket fan was struck in the chest by a black rock, and after studying and analysing the black rock, him and his mate came to the conclusion it was a meteorite. There's the lads there. A meteorite. I think that highlights the class difference between cricket fans and fans of other sports. No. The guy was struck in the chest by a rock, and his initial reaction was to pick it up, study, and analyse it. And he's decided to donate the rock to university astrophysicists for further examination. Now, you'd never get that at a football game. If a football fan was struck in the chest by a black rock, there would be mayhem. Who the fuck just chucked that? That rock would not be donated to university astrophysicists. That rock would be returned in the direction that it came from. Followed by V signs and a hamburger, cigarette lighters, a plastic seat. It's 2 weeks until the Premiership starts, a real sport. Football starts. 9 Premiership teams have banned the Vuvuzela from their stadium. Well, we're going to see the end of the Vuvuzela, at least until Christmas, when Sony release Vuvuzela Hero for the PlayStation. Christmas Day, the whole family sat there. Well, let's play Vuvuzela Hero. Try square and then try circle. I've got the cheats, right? R2 down, square, circle, and X twice. If your granddad jumping up from his chair with a newspaper, a fucking bumblebee in December. Foreigners have been blamed for the demise of youth development in English football. There's all the big teams like Man City spending loads of money on foreign players, and there's not enough youth guys. I don't blame the foreigners for the poor youth development. I blame the coaches. I've got a cousin that plays under-10s football, and I went to one of his matches, and I blame the managers. You get these guys on the sidelines who coach under-10s teams. The guy, they think they're like Jose Mourinho. He's got the coat on, holding a clipboard. He's got his initials stitched into his coat. A Bluetooth headset on so he can communicate with his assistant manager who's at the other side of the park buying fags from the ice cream van. And the abuse they shout at young 10-year-olds getting dogs abuse off these guys. Like, Josh, you need to pass that ball, Josh. Josh, clear it, just kick it out of the park. Josh! Oh, fuck you, Josh! You're a disgrace, no wonder your mum and dad are alcoholics, Josh. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. Good night. Cheers.
Hey, how's it going? All right, looking good. Now listen, what I want to talk to you about is all those weird stories that you see on the internet. Do you know what I mean? You know, like skateboarding, cats, or I saw Jesus in a piece of toast. You know, all those sorts of stories. So I saw this on the net, right? An American sex scientist is working on giving women the perfect orgasm. I'm thinking, perfect? Mate, an orgasm would be a start, do you know what I mean? What are you gonna do to make it perfect? Run a Hoover round afterwards? Come on. That's ridiculous. This guy's looking at me like, how do I become a sex scientist? You look like you really do a lot of experimenting on your own, yeah. Mum, I told you to knock, I'm researching. Just your whole bed covered by tissue flowers. But, yes. I know you. But this guy, yeah, his name is Dr. Barry Komisaruk. And apparently, well, first of all, can I say, right, no man called Barry has ever been an expert at anything, let alone giving a woman an orgasm. Can I just say that? But apparently, according to his website, it says that he's an expert in this field. Well, I say field, mine's more of a bush. Think hedgehog with its throat slit. Look at me, don't be ridiculous. Of course it's not. It's more of a yawning cat. But, But we don't have any, like, famous sex scientists here in the UK, right? But what we do have, this is genuinely true, we do have Lisa Turner, who is an orgasm coach. Now, how exactly does that work? An orgasm coach. What does she do? Okay, girls, gather round. Now, you've had a good game, but you really need to pull your finger out. Yeah. And then maybe stick it back in again, eh? Yeah? Maybe a thumb up the... Anyways, so what else has been going on the net? Well, here's another story for you, right? An 18-year-old lad has been forced to marry a cow. Oh, why? Oh, because he got caught having sex with it. This happened in India. It's brilliant. I know that there's some people in Norfolk probably thinking, yeah, and your point is? Brilliant. You're just sitting there thinking, but that would make one hell of a tit wank, right? But apparently, right, this happened because the guy said the cow was flirting with him. How does a cow actually flirt with you? Like, what does it do? Like, laugh at all your jokes and then go, oh my God, that's such a coincidence because I love Glee too. Do you want to see the cow? Yeah, why not? Let's take a look at the cow. There she is. Now, what we've done, we've blacked out her eyes, not to protect our identity, but to protect you, because she's actually winking under that. And I know that you wouldn't be able to resist. So that's for you, sunshine. Brilliant. But actually, one of the villages where this guy's from said, actually, he's a very quiet kid. I'm thinking to myself, no shit, he fucks cows. You're not exactly going to put that on your Facebook status, are you? Hey, went shopping, saw the new Shrek film, fucked a cow. Awkward smiley. The funniest viral I saw this week was of 3 West Country teenagers who were caught joyriding a double-decker bus. Now, they would have actually got away with it. The police hadn't a clue who had stolen the bus, except that one of the teenagers posted a clip of it on YouTube. Right? That is Jedward levels of stupidity. That's like stabbing someone in the face with your passport. But let's have a look at the clip. Here it is.
I can drive cars and lorries, you can't... No, don't do that, you'll roll the bus over.
Oh.
How do you feel?
I feel good, man.
What are you driving?
A double-decker.
Where is natural selection when you need it? But actually, I was looking at this girl's driving thinking, that isn't bad. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you take a 25 bus around my way, and if the driver doesn't mash up a bunch of cars as he's going along, some old lady will be like, this driver must be new. Do you know what I mean? Now, this is my favourite story from the web this week. A 72-year-old man is going to be a father for the 13th time. Aww. What I'm thinking is, does 72-year-old men still come? But seriously, though, it must just come out like dust. Do you know what I mean? It must be like, do you know when you squeeze a talcum powder bottle too hard? Do you know? Like when he comes on his wife's tits, is she like, there we go. Oh, hey, is that why old people's homes are covered in dust? Yeah, or like, you know when you get an old book and you just open it and you're like, Granddad! Seriously, though. What must it be like having sex with a 72-year-old man? Do you think, like, halfway through he forgets what he went in there for? And, like, when he has an orgasm, do you think he makes the same sound he makes when he's getting up out of a chair? Like, oh, dear. And maybe they're having some big old, you know, real night of passion or whatever, and he's like, say my name, say my name. And she's like, Arthur. And he's like, who? Oh, yes, that's me, that's me. But no, to be fair to him, though, his wife has said that he's a really great dad. You know, for example, she might say, you know, we're out of nappies. He's like, you could use one of mine. We're out of talcum powder. Now, a Swiss toy fair has caused a little bit of upset with their inflatable slide, which is in the shape of the Titanic. At least this one floats, right? Look at that little girl. She's like, I'm sliding, Jack, I'm sliding. They should make an inflatable Kate Winslet for the dads. Yeah. But people have been complaining about this. One guy said it's sick. It's like having a bouncy graveyard. The organisers are like, well, you should see what we got planned for next year. Huh? An inflatable Fritzl ride where the kids slide straight down into an underground dungeon. Well, Ryanair have been in the news again, this time because they want to introduce standing seats so they can cram more passengers onto the plane. This is what they're going to look like. It looks like Nemesis at Alton Towers. Yeah, they should go the whole hog, do you know what I mean? And just have the pilot go, scream if you want to go faster! I mean, what's the brace position going to be like on this thing? Do you know what I mean? When you get off, are you going to get your luggage or a picture of you and your mates? I survived Ryanair! You know, they're already charging for using the toilets. What are they going to charge for next? You know, in the event of a sudden loss of oxygen, cash machines are located here, here, and here. It is ridiculous, you know. You have to stand, you can't use the toilets, they dump you 200 miles from where you want to be. Fly Ryanair, it's like being kidnapped. All right, so I got sent this week. A man claims he was raped by a whale. Happy now, Greenpeace. Didn't see that on the blue planet, eh? And here, in the bluey depths, the lone snorkeler is oblivious to the approaching 10-foot cock. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Maybe this didn't happen when the guy was swimming. Maybe he was just innocently sunbathing. I mean, you could be 8 foot up a beach and still get 2 foot of whale chopper. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. This is it. Oh. Massive, eh? Couldn't eat a whole one. Now, can you imagine the next day for this guy walking into the pub, obviously wants to keep it quiet, you know, walks in, sits down, bar stool goes straight through him. Thank you. Thank the whale. But obviously the police realised that this might be a hoax when the guy gave some additional details about himself. This is genuinely true. He gave his address as the TARDIS. Suck my cock lane. Kent. A monkey has escaped from Edinburgh Zoo, right? That's the monkey. It's not this monkey. Although it could be this monkey. They all look the same to me. Oh, racist. But, you know, to be fair, the park keepers should have been suspicious when they heard the monkeys going, ha, ha. You know, letting bits of soil fall out the bottom of his trousers as he's walking around. But I mean, this monkey has been on the run for days, do you know what I mean? How come they haven't been able to find the monkey in Scotland? Where's it going to go to blend in, apart from Weatherspoons? Is there a local guy going, hey, David, who's that rather sophisticated young man sitting in the corner, drinking a pint of heavy from a teacup? And the monk will be there going, a good day to you, sir. Rather clement this time of year, don't you find? I know what's happened. The monkey's gone back to Africa. But it'd be so hard for it to just sort of adjust, having been brought up in Scotland. He'd probably be there going, hey, you, hey, Mufasa. Any chance of deep frying those bananas? But look, to be fair to the zookeepers, you can't practice what to do in the event of a monkey escaping. Or can you? Every year, a Japanese zoo does a drill on practicing how to recapture animals, right? I promise you, this is an actual clip of footage of one of the drills that they do. Have a look at this. There you go, run away, yeah. You don't want to be mauled by an out-of-work actor. Oh! Oh! Yeah, milk it, mate. There we go. 3 years at RADA, not wasted. All right, so this week on the web, housewife Brenda Parks, here she is. Poor Brenda. She was conned out of £60,000 by a man she met on an internet dating site. She was conned by this guy who claimed to be a Dutch businessman called Bradford Broadcoal. Typical Dutch name, right? But her suspicions should have probably been raised when they had their first phone call and he was on the end of the phone going, yes, I'm wearing clogs, I'm cycling my bike, I'm very upset about this footballing cop, damn Howard Webb, and I'm Dutch, I'm not Nigerian at all, at all, at all. would never happen the other way around, right? You would never get an English guy conning a Nigerian woman out of money. Nigerian women are way too savvy about money. Like, they love haggling, right? You could say to a Nigerian woman, okay, that's £2, please. She'd say, okay, darling, what I'm going to do is make you an offer. £1.50. And you say, no. You say, no, it's £2. She say, okay, that one was a joke. £1. And you say, no, it's £2. You say, okay, this is going to be my last offer to you, okay? 50 pence. And you say, no, it's £2, and actually, you're holding up the whole bus. Nigerian women also, they always point with their lips at stuff. I don't know what. Always do that. And when they get really good at it, they can talk at the same time. Like, my mum does it all the time. She's like, move this one, I'll put it here. This week's internet knob is an American man who... he's designed a car with built-in toilets. This is it. Imagine taking that onto Dragon's Den. Well, what it is, Mr. Valentine, it's a car that you can take shit in. I'm out. Or going on Pimp My Ride and getting that back. Westwood, what have you done to my car? Yeah, I think we might have fucked this one up a little bit. It's ridiculous. I'd hate to be the Churchill dog on the back of that as well. You'd be like, oh no. Oh, but bless, look at the kid. He looks so proud, doesn't he? Oh, I love you, Daddy. I don't know why Mummy left us. But look, this is something that these two would like, okay? There's a new restaurant in Tokyo that's toilet-themed. Here's a clip from the restaurant. Yeah. So essentially, he's eating out of a shitter. And wondering why he's eating alone. Anyway, you think that's bad. This is also from the restaurant. Take a look. The only thing that would complete that is just sprinkling sweet corn on the top. Now. This is my life. This is what I do all fucking week. You know what it's like? Now, I've got to tell you, right, I am not a big fan of Facebook applications, all right, but this one I love. Fat Booth, yeah? Which shows you what you would look like if you were an American. So I've had a little play, actually, and I've been playing with some pictures. So this is me, yeah? Me. In the Nutty Professor. There we go. I've done some of the other people on the show tonight, so this is Jack Whitehall. You still would? You're insane, woman. He'd break your back. Look at the size of him. And of course, our lovely host, Patrick Kilty. Take a look. There we go. What's the WTF on the WWW this week? Well, Swedish archaeologists have found an 8,000-year-old dildo. Yeah. Didn't see that on Jurassic Park, eh? Unless I missed Jurassic Park 4, The Hunt for Hot Cock. This is typical of the sex-obsessed Swedes, isn't it? That, elsewhere on the continent, people would have been trying to, desperately discover fire or invent the wheel. What they've done, basically, is converted their caves into saunas and been chiseling rocks into double-enders. It's ridiculous. Their time team would be pretty amazing, don't you think?
Sven, what have you discovered? Well, I've discovered a pterodactyl sucking off a brontosaurus. Oh, fantastic. And Sven, what have you got? Well, nothing. I'm just masturbating. This week's internet knob is a man who robbed a New York bank dressed as Darth Vader. This, right, is that the geezer's gone the whole hog and won the full outfit. Do you know what I mean? If you're robbing a bank, all you need is the mask. The tape, bruv, that's just for you. So Ricky was at home just going, too much? Not enough. He's gone in already with the gun drawn, but there's a queue. He's gonna have to wait his turn. You know what I mean? To cashier number 4, please come. Sorry, I just really, I really want it to be the real Darth Vader. Like he goes in there and he's like, you know, I've lost my job, I can't see my kids, and my home was destroyed by rebel forces. So put the money in the fucking bag. Now, there was a time when if somebody did something stupid, only the people there would know what they'd done. But thanks to the internet, we're now able to enjoy people's stupidity over and over and over again. So for this, YouTube, I salute you.
That's going down.
Yes, it is. Yeah, me too. Does anyone actually feel sorry for him? You're just wishing he'd headbutted it.
It has been the dream of my life to appear on this, Britain's longest-running comedy show. I love the British people, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for everything you've ever done. Thank you for 110 million gallons of oil. We can use that. Thank you so much. Fuck me, we needed that. The coastlines of Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana are all covered in oil, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking hundreds of dollars worth of damage. The CEO of BP, a shrew-faced corporate pimp stick by the name of Tony Hayward, who won't even fucking grow a pair and own up to the fact that he's created the biggest ecological disaster on the planet, keeps opening his mouth and digging bigger fucking holes every time. He's a man who's actually managed to turn our formerly eloquent president into some kind of babbling Mr. T. I'm gonna kick some ass. There's gonna be some ass kicking. Plug the motherfucking hole. Jesus Christ, Tony, what the fuck have you done to us, you bastard? These are some of the more sterling pronouncements that Tony Hayward has come up with. The Gulf of Mexico is a big ocean. And the amount of oil we've actually put into it is tiny in comparison to the amount of water on the planet. First of all, Tony, the Gulf of Mexico is a gulf. It's part of the ocean. You don't even know what fucking body of water you're pumping oil out of, you prick. What the fuck is wrong with you? In comparison to the actual amount of water on the planet. That's like saying, well, if you shoot a fat man with a bullet, due to the actual body mass, it's a relatively tiny mortal wound. Relatively tiny. I think what Tony Hayward is saying is that if you work for him, it's okay to pee in the water cooler on Monday morning. Because the actual amount of pee in comparison to the body of water in the water cooler will be fairly negligible. How much fucking worse does this get? Turns out, Rich, it gets a lot worse. Listen, if you fucked up 760 times, right? That would be a lot, right? That's what I thought. BP had 760 health and safety violations. And I guess that's understandable. And they're drilling for oil, right? It's going to be dangerous. And the next company closest to that is Sunoco. They have 8 violations. 768. Tony Hayward, biggest ecological disaster ever. He can't even fucking tell his kid to clean up his room. Yeah. Clean up the room. Biggest oil spill ever. So last Sunday, Tony Hayward spent Father's Day with his son watching a yacht race off the Isle of Wight. Yeah, fair enough. You know, it's Father's Day. Spend some time with your kid. Why not? What it means, though, is that the kid had to walk around at some point looking for a suitable Father's Day card. He had to go into a gift shop and, do you have Father's Day cards? Sure, kid. What are you looking for? Do you have one that says, to the world's swellest dad, even if you are the architect of an ecological holocaust that's wiped out careers and ruined wildlife for thousands of years to come, you're still the world's swellest pop. I'm sure you would have rather spent Father's Day alone, maybe brushing up on your hara-kiri skills, or figuring out how to put a .357 Magnum bullet into your head without making a huge stain on Mom's brand new living room carpet. But instead, you spent Father's Day with me, your son, watching a $700 million yacht zip around in the water. These are the kind of epic denial skills that will serve me well later in life when I become a Class A drug addict in an attempt to forget my association with this dismal fucking family. And you as well, Dad. Because once that raft of civil lawsuits has made you destitute, the only way you'll be able to support us is by wandering around the docks at night blowing sailors for rent money. And when you get up off your knees and look at the long, expectant queue of naval officers awaiting your fellative services, you're going to think to yourself, wow, turns out 760 really is a pretty big number. You have that card? Happy Father's Day. Yeah! Yeah, how many of you have seen Alan Sugar's scrotum? Huh? That Al, yes. Al Gore, the ex-American vice president, waxen-headed fucking chunk of human man meat, big fat flubby Tennessee pork fat piece of shit global warming eco-warrior, Al Gore. The man who won an Academy Award for Best PowerPoint Presentation, Al Gore. The man who likes to suggest, put a brick in your toilet, that'll help. Thanks, Al. Put a brick in all 9 of your toilets, you mansion-dwelling piece of shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? He's getting a divorce from his wife of 40 years, Tipper. There are rumors of infidelity. Apparently, he was caught fucking a tree. Now, some woman has come forth, a massage therapist in Portland, Oregon, and has claimed that about a year ago she was giving Al a massage, and he got a bit randy. And there's now a 72-page dossier explaining the entire event. And according to the woman's testimony, Al Gore turned into a sex-crazed poodle. So even in sexual frenzy, Al Gore does no better than being a fucking poodle. Most of us have been violated by a poodle at some point in our lives. It's just a little fluff trying to nail its fucking piece of lipstick tube against your ankle. Just get the fuck off. Oh, I'm gonna need therapy for this. I've been violated beyond all means. Get the fuck off! So I guess it's just one more of those series of animal attacks that have been plaguing the nation, ladies and gentlemen. Here in London about 2 weeks ago, you probably read about this. A couple are in Hackney, watching TV in their front room with the front door wide open. They hear a noise upstairs. They go upstairs, and a fox is biting their kids. Now, a lot of people are shocked by that. I'm shocked by the fact that a couple lives in fucking Hackney and sits there with the fucking door wide open, goes upstairs, comes downstairs, and all their shit is still there. But that story is all over the papers in Britain. In America, that would be nothing. I think a woman got her head bit off by a coyote yesterday, and I had to go into fucking Google to find that out, right? In America, you have to be attacked by a celebrity animal before it makes the paper. The animal has to have TV credits of some type, or be a performer. The SeaWorld, the killer whale in SeaWorld, who attacked its trainer and drowned it, that was a shocking story to most Americans because they went, how could that happen? Oh, how could a killer whale kill someone? Jeez, I don't know. Maybe the clue there was in the name of the thing. It's a killer whale! Animals have dignity, for fuck's sake. A SeaWorld killer whale, you take him out of his natural environment and his thought pattern, which is swim, eat, kill something, swim, eat, sleep, kill something. Put him in a fucking swimming pool in Florida where a bunch of shrieking, necklace, stumped kids running around with a hypoglycemic sugar rush are trying to stuff jujubes into his blowhole. And wonder why he fucking snapped. But now he has to go, swim, sleep, do a matinee, swim, sleep, do the evening show. This is fucked. I'm gonna kill someone. And he does. The other story is a celebrity chimp who bit a woman's face off. Took her nose and her face off. His name was Travis, the celebrity chimp. Travis, the Stamford, Connecticut celebrity chimp. Travis. Bit a woman's face off. Didn't even know her. She did something wrong, pissed him off. Now, in the descriptions of this chimp's activity, they listed the various TV credits, because that's what you do in America. You need to know an animal's TV credits before you'll read the story about it. Elephant tramples someone in America, you go, really? What's he been in? This chimp, according to what I read, had made a failed TV pilot with Sheryl Crow. And that's where you gotta question Hollywood fucking backstabbing to say it was a failed pilot. We're actually talking about a fucking chimp, okay? The chimp doesn't need to know that it was a bad TV pilot. The chimp just knows, I worked with Sheryl Crow. That's good, you know, that's good for name dropping around the fucking zoo or whatever, right? Sheryl Crow. But no. Now it's got this it failed. Well, what the fuck happened? It didn't get picked up. Travis, sorry. Didn't get picked. It's not your fault, it's Cheryl's fault. She can't act. Because even a chimp has to look at that and think, well, fuck, I guess I'm a failure as a chimp actor, you know. And the other chimps are going, well, yeah, you're no Bubbles, are you? And that is the measure that chimp has to work by. He's no fucking Bubbles. Bubbles worked with Michael Jackson. Bubbles had the fucking life. That's what you aimed for as a chimp actor. You're no fucking Bubbles, all right? So he sees a woman, he thinks, I need my own Michael Jackson. So he rips off her face and her nose. He doesn't know any better. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about a current American folk hero by the name of Gary Faulkner. Perhaps you're familiar with Gary Faulkner. Gary Faulkner was a one-kidneyed construction worker from Colorado who traveled single-handedly to Pakistan and then attempted to cross the border into Afghanistan to kill Osama bin Laden, carrying a 4-foot-long sword and some night vision goggles. Real clash of technology there. 4-foot sword, night vision goggles, giving him an extremely clear view of the people who were about to shoot him when he came running at him with a fucking 4-foot sword. Fortunately, he was caught because it's pretty hard to get a dialysis machine down the fucking mountains in Pakistan. How fucking desperate do you have to be to get a kidney in America when in order to raise awareness, you have to fucking travel to Pakistan to show the world that you're missing a fucking kidney? Obama passed a health care law in America, and no one's paying any attention to it, because Americans actually don't want health care. Americans like, I've earned my diabetes, you bastard. I'll pay for it myself, fuckface. Don't tell me if I can be fat or not, you fuck. I'm fat. I want a kidney. Well, you're not getting one. Give me a kidney. No, you can't have one. Well, fuck. 98% of Americans will not sign an organ donor card because they don't want to give up their body parts, because their version of heaven is so literal that they don't want to spend half the afterlife running around trying to fucking reassemble themselves like some Mr. Potato Head, right? They're not giving anything up. I've only ever had one incident in this country, and it got treated, well, I should say immediately, within a day. I got bit in the ass by a kid. Because that's the kind of shit you don't see coming in London, isn't it? You know, just having a nice, decent evening, hanging out at Euston Station, waiting for the train, and a little son of a bitch came up and sunk his fucking molars right into my ass. A 6-year-old bastard, then ran away laughing. fuck is wrong with you? Fuck do you get bit in the ass by a kid? And his mom is standing right there. And I go, lady, what the... And she says, kids, what are you going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to shove him in front of a fucking train till he bites me in the ass again, lady. This isn't a fucking Dickens novel. Tell your fucking kid to stop biting me in the ass. I wanted to forget about it, but then 3 well-meaning Londoners come over and say, you should get a tetanus shot. Oh, thanks. So now, instead of missing my train and my ass is on fire, now I'm worried about lockjaw. Now I'm gonna have to switch careers and become a ventriloquist. So I went to A&E, right? A&E in London on a Friday night. 6 hours of the most amazing entertainment you could possibly ever experience. 6 fucking hours of me sitting there. After about 3 hours, it became obvious that no one was gonna look at me. Because, you know, I checked myself in. What happened to you? I got bit in the ass by a kid? Really? Why don't you go over there and sit down until we all stop laughing? Meanwhile, people are coming in with fucking, you know, stab wounds. They're continuing the fight as they come into A&E. Started in the pub. Oh, you're taking the stab wound to A&E? Take this with you. Bam, 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 bam. And I'm not going to get looked at. Somebody comes out and puts up a cardboard sign that says, for extreme emergencies. For extreme. The normal sign, for emergencies that way. For extreme emergencies. You're already at A&E. It's a fucking emergency. Now you have to distinguish. If you're standing there with an axe in your head, you'd have no idea which way to go. Oh, holy fuck, do I have an axe in my head? But I only got one axe in my head. What a wonderful week for Britain, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Now, I've always said that the fundamental difference between Brits and Americans is that Brits don't shoot you in the fucking head. Americans like to say, have a nice day, and then shoot you in the fucking head, right? Brits are in that gray area between not completely having a nice day, but not getting shot in the fucking head. No one would ever say to someone in Britain, have a nice day, because it's not fucking possible. Why wind someone up? If you said, hey, have a nice quarter of an hour, they go, oh, thank you very much, that's possible. But then after 15 minutes, something fucks up. You can have a nice quarter of an hour if you don't move, if you just stand in one place, and then hope they don't put scaffolding around you. So now, in some sort of tectonic shift towards America, twice this month, some nutcake with a fucking gun, up north, always in some place with Umbria in it, some fuckwit goes nuts and starts shooting people. Now, the difference is in America, that would have lasted 5 minutes before cops went in and went, stop or I'll shoot, fucker. Here, they managed to stretch it out to an entire fucking week. God bless you, British police. Started Saturday morning. By Monday afternoon, the headline in the Times read, police urge gunmen to give up. So does 99.6% of the population urge the fucking gunman to give up. Urge is not a police tactic. Fellas, Operation Urge doesn't seem to be working. We're gonna have to go to a code red. That's right, pretty please, with a cherry on top. Johnson, you move around the back for 3 minutes, distract him with some good-natured ribbing. Let's go! Now, here's another fundamental difference in motivation. Americans, there's a term called to go postal. And you probably heard that. Oh, you went a little postal. This came about because Americans can't handle the stress of work. Particularly, postal workers can't handle the stress of delivering the mail, so they go to work and shoot 8 or 9 of their workmates. This does nothing to relieve the stress or the workload. In fact, it adds to it. Gonna do anything, go shoot the fuckers you deliver the mail to, all right? How much stress can there actually be delivering the mail? Just put the letter through the mail slot and move on to the next porch, you bastard. Come on, we put numbers on the houses. What the fuck else can we do for you, pal? It's not like you're standing in the street with the mail every day going, Johnson, where do you live? You bastard, I'm gonna shoot you. In Cumbria, totally different reason, the guy did not shoot anyone because of an increased workload. He shot 3 of his fellow taxi drivers because they were taking fares at the back of the line. You understand the difference there? Americans, stress. Brits will shoot you because you jumped the fucking queue. Don't jump the queue. It's rude. There's procedure, for fuck's sake. Follow it. But you know what they say? Well, guns don't kill people. People kill people. The fuck they don't. Actually, it's bullets that kill people. You need a gun to shoot them, because if you just throw bullets at people, it's fucking annoying, isn't it? What the fuck are you doing? So actually, it's guns plus bullets kill people. It's actually people with a gun and a bullet in the gun kill people, provided they can aim. So it's basically a quadratic equation, and most people can't handle fucking advanced maths, so let's just say guns kill people, right? And the gun corporations, ladies and gentlemen, are astounding. Prepare to be stunned, my friend. You ready to be stunned? Put your stunned face on. Smith & Wesson, largest manufacturer of handguns in the world, also owns the Mr. Kipling's Cake Company. The fuck? Who in their right mind? How? How did that? What kind of a sales meeting was that? Gentlemen, some people are not purchasing our shoot people in the head line of products. We feel we need to branch out, as this pie chart clearly shows we do. Pie chart! That's it! Cakes, pies, pastries! Gentlemen, get on it! Yeah! Yeah! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I guess it's been another momentous and historic week for Britain. David Cameron has traveled to the White House. That's great. Left his little sock puppet Nick Clegg behind. Got on the big bird. All right, Nicky, no parties. Okay, David. So he went to the White House, and I guess traditionally when you go to meet the president, you're supposed to bring a gift, and there's a gift exchange. And this is what occurred this week, is that President Obama clearly likes David Cameron. He gave him an Ed Ruscha lithograph, an original Ed Ruscha. Ed Ruscha, one of the greatest living artists on the planet, whose works command money up to, I don't know, $6-7 million. Something that his family can look at. David Cameron's kids might look at it and be inspired to become great artists. Maybe they'll cash it in and have a nice little nest egg to fall back on. Fantastic gift. David Cameron presented Barack Obama with a pair of candles. Is there some universal conspiracy to get Barack Obama to be the first president to ever say, "Get the fuck out of the White House. Get the fuck out of my house. Candles." That's not what he said. You know what he's thinking. What the fuck are you doing? Did you stop at the motorway service on the way to the airport to pick this up? What the fuck are you doing? Let's see, jumper leads? No, he won't like that. Best of Jethro DVD? No. Candles! So my point was that this whole special British relationship, which is supposed to foster a kind of a sense of unity, and it is a wonderful thing, but you also have to be careful, ladies and gentlemen, to try and stop being like us and shooting people, all right? I don't know how in the fuck Raoul Moat got 40,000 fucking Facebook friends who think he's a swell guy and a hero. What the fuck? That's wrong. And this week there was a copycat guy who kind of pulled a moat. That's a new term I've invented now. Oh, he pulled a moat. Shot himself. Own goal. And that may very well be based on the fact that someone looked at Raoul Moat and went, "Oh, he's kind of a hero. He's a folk hero. He stood up to the police." No, he didn't fucking stand up to the police. Britain, ladies and gentlemen, has lost a bouncer. That's all it is. He's no fucking hero. Britain has lost yet one more person with the genius to determine appropriate footwear in a nightclub. How many more of these soldiers have to fall And I don't know why we're caught up in it. I don't know. I watched it just like you. A lot of people here were just caught up in it. It was a Friday night and we're going, what the fuck? I watched it. It's fucking Sky News. 4 or 5 hours. I'm glued to wanting something to happen. I don't even know what I want to happen. I'm just watching it going, something's got to happen. I pay 13 fucking pounds a month for Sky. Shoot the fucker in the head. Before I go to bed. What is it, midnight? Jesus. And then it becomes just sort of this ongoing kind of, just basically interviews with an ongoing group of village idiots, apparently. They just rounded up every fucking idiot in town. Yeah, someone broke into my kitchen and rustled it and then slept in my bed. Great, police have to round up 3 local bears for questioning now. Thank you, sir. I think Roll Moat stole my prize tomato. Oh, so in addition to shooting 3 people, he's now stealing your prize tomato. This fucker, is there no end to this man's evil? And if anyone finds this behavior to be suggestive or imitable, it's not. It's just, but you got to be careful because I know Brits are much smarter than that, but you never really know, right? I was walking through the West End and there's a poster for Mamma Mia, and this is what it says. Kill to get a ticket. Now, granted, most people in here would just look at that and go, well, it must be a popular show. I guess I have to wait a long time for a ticket. There's probably one guy sitting in the fucking theater now thinking, well, I killed the box office manager. Firebombed the lobby. Found the producer, ripped his face off from wearing that as a hat. Then I assassinated the Prime Minister of Sweden. This fucking better be good, because I don't even like ABBA. For the last 5 weeks or so, I've had to come out and talk about things going on in the world. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm upping the ante. Tonight, I'm talking about things going on in the universe. Yeah. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Because as you probably all know, the Miss Universe contest is coming up again. But why is the winner of the Miss Universe contest always from Earth? I'm starting to think there might be a fix or something. Why is there never some big bag of protoplasm from Glias 481 or something? With nice tits. I've seen water vapor on Venus that's sexier than women from Wales. Oh, I am kidding. I'm fucking kidding. Excuse me. There's no water vapor on Venus. I'm not sure that Brits are that interested in the universe, but Americans are obsessed with finding other forms of life. That's why we have space programs. Britain has a space program. It's got a budget of 812 pounds. We call our spacecraft things like Challenger, Gemini, yours, Beagle. Call it the Beagle. Give it a name in case we lose it. No one will get upset. Put a little sign up somewhere. Lost Beagle. If found, please contact Britain. Because I don't think Brits give a fuck if there's life on other planets or not. Americans want to find life on other planets so we can plunder all the metallurgical rights. Brits, they don't give a... The British attitude is this. Let them find us. It's been around 2,000 years. Little island off the continent of Europe. Good luck parking, fuckface. There were scientists in Seattle, ladies and gentlemen, who spent 4 years, a team of scientists in Seattle, Washington, spent 4 years weighing the planet. Why? And then they re-weighed it. And they found out that their that they were wrong. Apparently, the planet doesn't weigh 5,978 trillion tons, like we all thought it did. It only weighs 5,972 trillion tons, so be careful putting stuff down. Look, I don't care how much the planet weighs. I just want to know how long the planet's going to last. And apparently, if we don't do something real soon, we're not going to be around too long. And I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, maybe the planet is heating up, maybe it isn't, but I fucking don't want to perish because of global warming or the so-called greenhouse effect, which is just a pussified way for mankind to perish, isn't it? Do you really want to be found by other life forms just fried and charred like some critter? Just going, hey, what happened to these people? Look like old chips. Yeah, it's a greenhouse effect. What? The greenhouse effect? How does that kill you? You ever been in a greenhouse? You ever feel threatened for 1 second? Boy, if they were to lock all these doors and windows, how long could I survive surrounded by all this fresh fruit and vegetable? This is disgusting. Wow. It's exciting. Anyway, science is important when it actually benefits you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Good. Otherwise, a waste of time and money, and who gives a shit, right? I don't want to perish. I want to survive. I believe in humans. I believe in the human effort. But then you start to think, holy fuck, how are humans ever going to get together and survive? It's going to come down to one person. One amazing individual is going to find out a way to stop global warming. It's not going to be a group of people, because a group of scientists have never fucking achieved anything. Because groups of people just fuck things up. Which is why your toilet at home is clean and the one at King's Cross is a total fucking shithole. So I will leave you with this bit of advice that I've learned in my life, ladies and gentlemen. Take it or leave it for what it's worth. A lot of times in your life as a scientist, someone's going to tell you that the greatest invention ever was the wheel. And it's not. The greatest invention ever is the second wheel. Because have you ever seen someone on a unicycle? What a fucking asshole.